to be the best, you got to fight the best. So that's what we're doing now, and I live for these moments.
Chisanga Malata here with one of the hottest prospects in the world, competing in the flyweight division, making his return to the cage this weekend from sunny Mexico. Of course, I'm talking about the one, the only Lone'er Kavanagh. Lonnie, how you doing?
I'm good, thank you. Thank you very much. How are you?
I'm well. I'm well. I wish I was in Mexico. Oh, well, actually, I say that it's kind of kicking off in Mexico right now because like all the cartel stuff. So I don't know if I actually wish I was there. How are you? Like, how are you guys doing at this moment in time? And what was your reaction to all the madness that kicked off a couple of days
Obviously,
ago?
obviously, the first reaction you're like, without swearing, damn. I'm in Mexico City. I'm in Mexico City whilst the cartel are kicking off. But
Yeah.
in Mexico City, everything's fine. So we're all safe. We're all good.
Fair enough. That's good to hear. Yeah, some of the stuff that you saw. I don't know if you were if you on Fight Week you take a complete social media ban or what have you, but some of the stuff on social media was like pretty mental. But it's good to hear that Mexico City is all good. And how are you adapting to Mexico City? Because obviously you're at crazy altitude. How's the body feeling dealing with that at this moment in time?
Yeah, the body's feeling good. The body's feeling good. I've been out here for quite a while now, so I
Okay.
feel like I've adjusted really well.
Okay, fair enough. And I seen that you brought the beast from the East, Mr. Michael Pham, who's trained me during my white collar days out
Really,
with
he's
you.
actually in the other room.
Is he in the
I
other room?
forget,
Yeah, yeah,
but
yeah.
yeah.
He'd recognize me if I come on camera. Yeah, yeah. So I used to do, the Gym Box do the white collar fight club thing. So I've done that twice. I'm thinking of making a comeback, but I'm 30, gonna be 37 in a couple months. So I don't know if I've
I
still got it
never
in me.
always do it, always do it.
Fair enough. Anyway, we're not here to talk about my attempt of a fighting career. We're here to talk about you. Obviously, biggest stage of your career at this moment in time, Mexico City taking on former champion in Brandon Moreno. Talk to me about your initial reaction when you got presented the offer, because I'm sure you must have just, pardon my French, you must have been thinking, holy shit.
Yeah, obviously, getting a call. So when I found out the news, I got a call from my coach at 6 a.m. in the morning, 6:30 in the morning,
Mhm.
and he never calls me at 6:30 in the morning. So I'm like, I've just woken up, answered the phone, explained the whole situation. Obviously, before anything else, we discussed it with my coaches, see what they think. But it's an amazing opportunity, and I prayed for opportunities like these,
Mhm.
and for this to come, it's just all go, and I'm excited to do it.
And was that Ashley or was that Brad Pickett who had the 6 a.m. phone call with you?
Ashley Grimshaw called me.
Oh, okay, yeah. Shout out another unsung legend of UK MMA.
Yes,
So
sir.
yeah, going off what you said there, there's um there's a lot of excitement in your voice. I know you weren't shouting from the rooftops about it there, but I'm getting that tinge. Whereas other people who are almost I'm not trying to say that you've been fast tracked into this situation, but have almost leapfrogged into this situation would have a lot of trepidation. I'm sure there has been some of that, obviously, because you've you're fighting a former champion in Brandon Moreno, former two-time champion in Brandon Moreno. What's the mental battle been like? Because for years, I'm sure you've had the self-affirmations, daily self-affirmations of telling yourself, "I'm the best in the world," and now you are competing with the guy who is arguably still the best in the world, featherweight, so flyweight. Sorry. So, what's the mental being like? Battle being like that? Have you been like, "Oh my God, I can do this," or "Oh my God, this has come too far, too fast"? Sorry.
No, of course, you're always gonna get nerves. You're always gonna get, ups and down feelings. But for me, I want to be the best fighter in the world. I want to be the best fighter I can be. That's always been my goal, you know. And to be the best, you got to fight the best. So that's what we're doing now, And I live for these moments. Like these moments mean everything to me. I want to look back when I'm 80 years old, being like, yeah, cool. I did some cool, not swearing word stuff, but and I want to be like little Lon, like back however many years ago, little Lon look up to me now and be like, oh yeah, this is what I want to do. And these are the moments you got to do. These are the moments that count. So yeah, in terms of like feel it, it's just all excitement. I'm excited for Saturday. I'm excited to show the world what I can do.
Fair enough. And I don't know how much you're on social media or if you just well keep that in the back pocket where it should be kept. But did you see people's reactions to the announcement? Because a lot of people were saying, "Oh, this is a step too far too soon, and they were questioning the matchmaking. If you did see the reactions to that, what's your response?
Yeah, of course, I'm not on social media that much, to be honest with you. I try to stay off my phone as much as I can. But there's always going to be backlash, but at the same time, it's my situation. Do you know what I mean? UFC came to me and it's something that I want to do. So I try not even consider the background noise.
Fair enough. And part of me, like, I tried to put myself in your shoes when you got presented the offer. Part of me was like, I came to the conclusion that you must have thought that this is like the the perfect opportunity to bounce back, obviously from the loss to Charles Johnson, which we'll briefly talk about later, and against a former world champion, no less. You're almost like speed running yourself to a title shot, if you know what I mean. Like, because if you beat Brandon Moreno, you do it in emphatic fashion. I mean, there's nowhere else to go but up and fight the winner of Joshua Van and Tatsuro Taira.
Of course, these situations you can't turn down. There's only pros, no cons. You know what I mean?
hmm And what was the reaction of the team when you told them, obviously, look, I'm taking this fight? Were they hyped? Were there concerns or yeah, what was it?
No, my team are very hyped. My team are
Mhm.
very hyped. They're like, yeah, obviously, for me, I trust my team in my life. Do you know what I mean? These guys are like family to me. So whatever they say, if they think I'm beating them, I'm beating them. You know what I mean? If they say take the fight, I'm taking the fight. You know? And I was just glad that we're all on the same page. That every single one of my team was on the same page.
Okay, that's good to hear. That's good to hear. And I touched on it briefly there. Obviously, you're going into this fight on the back of the first career loss to Charles Johnson. My assessment of it comes down simply to this. I think you zigged when you should have zagged, if you know what I mean, in terms of in terms of your movement. And unfortunately, the fight game is literally high level problem solving with dire physical consequences if you make the wrong move. Was that your assessment of it? Because obviously you were cruising to victory, in my opinion, but then obviously what happened happened.
Yeah, yeah. You know, like you said, this sport is the highest level of chess with like the highest consequences. And not taken away from Charles Johnson, I made mistakes. I made silly mistakes that I shouldn't have made. And for me, it's just about learning from the mistakes so they don't happen again. And that's what I've done from the last fight till now. That's what I'm gonna continue to do. Because like I said before, for me it's about being the best fighter I can ever be. And for those you need to learn lessons.
That's very true. And you kind of answered some of what my next question would be. I was like, psychologically, how has it been dealing with the first career loss? Because obviously you went, well, a perfect 8-0. You beat a very highly touted prospect in Felipe Lima in impressive fashion at UFC London. And then the world just almost turned upside down. The fighting world, not your whole entire life, if you know what I mean. But the world's turned upside down. So psychologically, what was the aftermath like for you?
Of course, losing is never fun.
Mhm.
But like I have an amazing support system around me. I have amazing teams around me. And I would like to think I'm very strong mentally. And again, it's not a nice feeling, but it's feelings that we learn from. And I don't want that to ever happen again. So I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure that never happens again. And again, like I've said it previous times before, like I never cared about having like the perfect record or something like that. For me, again, it's just about being the best fighter I can be. I want to be the best in the world. And in order to do that, you need to learn. Unfortunately, it was a tough lesson last time, but we learned from it and we're going to continue to learn.
Fair enough. And speaking of losses, obviously Brandon's going into this on a loss on the back of a loss to Tatsuro Taira. What did you make of the stoppage? Some people felt that Brandon wasn't defending himself. Some people thought that was very premature. What did you make of the stoppage, and what did you make of the performance in from Brandon in that fight? If you could really take much from it.
It's a hard one, right? Because obviously everyone has their opinions on stoppages and stuff like that, but I can't make an opinion because I'm not a referee. You know what I mean? It's not my place to say so. It's like a referee telling me how to fight. It's not the same thing. So whether it was an early stoppage or not, it's not up to me. Maybe a little bit, but at the same time, it's about intelligently defending yourself. So yeah.
Mhm. And I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you. Obviously, the fight between Tyra and Van has been confirmed for Miami on April 11th. How do you foresee that fight playing out?
It's a tough one because in my head, I want to say Tyra, but you can never count Josh Van out,
Mm.
and he is the champ, you know? So it's a hard one to make prediction. I'm just looking forward to watching it, to be honest with you.
Yeah, fair enough. And going back to Brandon, I'm assuming Brandon was someone that you watched quite a lot before you got into the UFC. If what have you made of him in recent years, and how high a regard do you hold him in? Because I know a lot of people do.
Yeah, of course. Brendan's a legend,
Mhm.
Brendan's been around the game for so long. He's very experienced. He knows what he's doing. But I've got one mission, and that's to get to the top as quick as possible. And I'm going to do whatever it takes to get there. And that's what I'm doing now.
Final one for me, and I appreciate the time this morning. Stylistically, how do you foresee this fight with Brandon playing out?
You know, we're at Mexico City, we're in his hometown. I feel like it's going to be a good old-fashioned shoot-off. And I feel like I'm quick. I'm quick. I'm powerful. I've got a good fight IQ. I've got a good team around me. So I'm looking forward to it.
All right, Lone'er Kavanagh, thank you very much for the time during fight week. I really do appreciate it. Hopefully the weight cut goes well, and hopefully I'll speak to you on the back of a win.
Thank you very much. I
All right.
appreciate it.